Hello everybody, I'm Charles Kelly, and I'm going all out today with this guy. See that? This is the king. I'm going all out with the kings. Next on the Lancer Life. Cheers. Hello everybody, this is Charles Kelly, and welcome to the Lancer Life. I've done a number of good reviews on some cigars really over the past couple of weeks. And interestingly enough, Caldwell is going to be involved in another one. Caldwell Cigars collaborated with Willie Herrera and Jonathan Drew at Drew Estates to come up with the All Out Kings. This is the Give Me Your Lunch Money. That's the name of the cigar. The other sizes, I'll just go into that now, are the Forever Last, the Fourth Pose, and Smash. Smash is a 5x52. This guy's a 4x75 times 46. Everlast is a 6x5 by 54, and the Fourth Pose is a 6x54. Let's look at this cigar. First, I want you to take a look at the label. The label shows three hands grabbing a crown, which is a kind of a visual on the fact that you have these three greats in the cigar industry combining to on the crown to create the cigar. Look at the cap. Might have blown past the cap there, but the cap very nicely done, low on the shoulders. You can see the different colorations, but that looks like a solid cap. Like you can cut way down on this joker and not get it unraveled. Little toothy on the wrapper, a little bit veiny, lots of color, but it's just got that rich, earthy, red, vibrant fall colors working on there. And you get to the end, you see a nice, good, packed in there tobacco, full leaf tobacco. This cigar is a combination of a couple of things. So we have a Connecticut Habano wrapper. We have an Indonesian Sumatra binder. And the filler, well, this is where it gets interesting. We have Jalapa and Esteli, Nicaraguan, Viso. We have a Dominican Seco, and we have a Connecticut broadleaf Herrera. This cigar is made at the La Gran Fabrica factory, Drew Estate factory in Nicaragua, and it is the only cigar by Caldwell that is made outside of the Dominican Republic. All the other cigars that Caldwell produces are Dominican cigars. So it's truly a collaboration where you get all of this greatness, the Drew Estates, Willie Herrera, who I call Mix Master Willie, because that dude has some fantastic blends, Jonathan Drew along with Caldwell. Now, another recent collaboration that I've enjoyed by Caldwell includes the one and only that they've collaborated with Tony Bellotto, Craig Rossi, the guys over at La Barba Cigars. Great cigar that also includes some pretty rare tobacco, that Pelo de Oro. I can't wait to light this up. So let me get started. Knowing that the good amount, although we don't know the ratios, the components of the filler are the Jalapa and the Esteli Viso, you know you're going to get some of that pepperiness that Nicaraguan tobacco brings. The Connecticut broadleaf Herrera, though, I expect to bring some sweetness. And the Dominican Seco, I just think it's going to add some richness and some of that chocolate and cocoa and those kind of flavors to the party. rich right away. I got some cinnamon, a little bit of cinnamon and pepper. Hold on, let me wash something down here. And I'm telling you, having this dry martini, perfect with the cigar. It's kind of a neutral spirit. Martinis are, well, a dry martini is, and it just cleanses the palate and lets the cigar do its thing. Yes, you can tell by that sound. Listen, I'm still in Indianapolis. Look at that ash. This is burning perfectly. Good balance. It draws a bit easy. I can see myself plowing through this thing in about 30-45 minutes. And I really don't want to do that because I want to enjoy it. I really want that smoke to coat my tongue so I can really savor the flavors. I don't know what the heck they're doing over there. Some construction vehicles. But this is good. This is very good, very tasty. Lick smacking good. On the darker side, earthier flavors. This is really tastes like a full-bodied cigar to me. Well, definitely full flavor. Very rich. And again, got that earthiness. You know, you get the I wouldn't say beef. I'd get some wood, cedar, almost a firewood flavor out of this. Maybe a little bit of cocoa. Definitely some spice. Little thin, what I'll call a bead or string of cinnamon. It's like somebody sprinkled cinnamon on there. Not enough to dominate the flavors, but enough to add some character and some coolness to the blend. There's a lot going on, and I'm really sitting in and trying to figure that out. This is not a cheap cigar. This size is about 13 bucks stick at CarMax, and I want to thank the guys at CarMax Cigars over in Indianapolis. They're out in the suburbs, Noblesville, downtown Noblesville. Cool spot that I discovered too late when I lived out here. I wasn't big on cigars. I was an occasional cigar smoker, but not a guy that would go out to cigar joints. Went there, and at that time, they had one of the best selections in humidors I'd ever seen. It's not the same anymore, but I mean, they had some really beautiful cabinets, you know, things that can hold 200, 300, 400 cigars, 500, 600,000, you know, things with stands. I mean, these pieces were like furniture, and they don't have that stuff anymore. And I was really only into getting like the cigar that I smoke. And at the time, I think I was smoking the Spanish Rosado by, might have been Fuente. I can't even remember who it was by. So I went in, bought that cigar, and bought out. But since then, since I've really gotten into cigars and really get out to different cigar shops, they have one of the best assortments and varieties of cigars around. I've been to a couple of shops in Indianapolis and outside. There's a number of different tobacco stores you can go to, but CarMax has an absolute fantastic selection. They carry Caldwell, which means they also carry La Barba, so they had La Barba sticks there. They have Curavari, which I'm going to smoke for you soon, and a whole host of other real good brands, including some boutique brands. When I was looking for the Buenaventura, it was one of the few places that had it, and had it for under 30 bucks. It's a $6 cigar, but it's so rare that people were really tapping the big fella's pockets to get it. good to talk and smoke. Here's why. When you talk and smoke, you're not drawing and overheating the tobacco, which is bad. You really get an opportunity to allow the flavors to develop without overheating, get a nice good burn. And so really a lot of the cigars I smoke that turn out to be good are ones that I do for a video, as long as I'm not driving. When I drive, I tend to, so. So now we're starting to get like a hay or heather or a herbal vegetal note, like grass, wet hay, wet burning leaves. It's kind of fruity, but not fruity, because grass I wouldn't describe as fruity, but very herb-like, but not as potent as herbs. Like it's not basil or parsley or anything like that, but it's got that neat little vegetal thing, which is kind of, for me, where this sweetness, a little sweetness is coming in. But this retro hair will tear your ass up. This thing has got some snap and pop to it. Definitely qualifies for balance, although I am enjoying this with my martini. Great, great ash. Take a look at that. That is a fantastic ash. Not a lot of flake. We'll see what we'll rate it as we get further down the road. Listen to how peaceful it is out here. Now listen, I love my city. I really, really do. But coming out to visit my daughter in Indianapolis is a blessing. I used to live here and I miss it. Came out here back in 2005 for a job at a local bank. That bank got acquired. I survived. That bank got acquired by another bank. I survived, but got relocated to Columbus. And then after I got relocated to Columbus, well, that was in 2008. Some of you remember what was going on in 2008. I'll say two words: Bear Stearns. The rest, as they say, is history. A lot going on with this, boys and girls. But again, the ash is staying on. I'm going to have to give it a tuxedo rating. So if you get the $13 cigar, you should be able to smoke it with your Sunday best. And I think you can with that. It's not pluming. That ash is tight, like a tiger. Real good action. So, Caldwell cigars. Again, I tell people I've just really got into this cigar business. I would say in the past year and a half since the publication of my book, and so there are a lot of companies out there that have been making cigars for a long time. I just wasn't familiar with them. I was one of these guys that went in, grabbed a cigar that I was smoking at that time in my life, and got out. Didn't really do a whole lot of experiment. Didn't know what I was looking for. Caldwell cigars is a cigar that I really become familiar with only in the past, I'd say 18 months. I smoked the Blind Man's Bluff last year for the first time. Actually got it out here in Indianapolis. And I've had the Eastern Standard recently at B&B Cigars out in Philadelphia. And I had the one and only, which is with, again, Tony Bellado and the crew over at La Barba Cigars. And so this is kind of my fourth cigar by Caldwell. I think I said at B&B it was the Eastern Standard, which was I had the Lancero. That cigar is phenomenal. I don't know why there aren't more views of it on my YouTube channel or on the blog, but that is a killer cigar. So I'm going to enjoy this one, and even if you haven't heard of it, that's a you problem. The cigar was launched in 2016, and it's got a real good, solid reputation. In fact, when I talked to Eddie over at CarMax, there are a couple of vitolas he had. He had a couple of the other vitolas, including the Smash and the Everlast. But this seems to be everyone's favorite size, and I can see why. These flavors are in perfect harmony, and for guys who want that absolute fire-breathing blast down your nostrils on the retrohale, it absolutely delivers. Not so much on the draw. It's got a beautiful draw, tastes really good, and now that floralness is really shining through, and you get that chocolate and that wood and maybe that leather starts to come in there, that really dark earthiness, maybe some earth flavors like some good rich soil that's coming through. This cigar is very rich and very, very flavorful, and it gives you a blast in the head from that retrohale. So this thing is giving you everything. I'm going to lean back, I'm going to slurp down this martini, and I'm going to enjoy the heck out of the rest of this cigar. You gotta spend some more time with Caldwell, because he knows what the hell he's doing. And when you get Willie Herrera and Jonathan Drew, and I can't say enough about Willie Herrera, that dude, listen, if he rolled up wood in the yard, I'd smoke it. The guy just does an incredible job with his blends. This thing was delayed a lot because they wanted to get it just right. Every time they were ready to release it, it wasn't right, and they did a delay on the release, and then they were ready to release it again, and they delayed the release again. They were going to do it at another factory, and then they changed the factory to Le Grand. So there's a lot of thought put into this product, and it shows, definitely shows. Run yourself out and try one of these. Go to a cigar proprietor and say, yo, give me your lunch money. You'll know what you mean. I'm Charles Kelly. This is A Lance Your Life. Peace out, Cub Scout.